2024 has been a year of surprises, events, and I believe the physical accumulation of everything built up from 2020 through 2023. And as I move into everything that happened this year, there really isn't a permanent structure. I'm just going off some notes and off the top of my brain, so everything is not going to be in order, and I might forget some things because there's so much that happened this year. But to start everything off, everything started with Cat William going on Shannon Sharpe's podcast, and boy did he say a mouthful. He said all types of things about himself, the industry, what will happen to people if they were doing bad things, and he was certainly correct. So moving into something light, I'm going to start with weather. So this year, we have all seen and experienced the effects of global warming, as we have had constant heat waves, tornadoes, and hurricanes multiple times a year, mainly in Florida and in Texas. And these heat waves are especially present during the southern states. And this year as well, if you want to talk about YouTube was already an increasing platform through 2020 through 2023, but this year it kind of exploded in my opinion. I have seen a lot new channels and small creators building up their channel, posting videos, and I'm really happy for them because it takes a lot to actually start a channel, post a video, edit a video, show your face, and talk about the topic you want to share with the world. So I'm really proud of everyone who did start their channel this year. And in that YouTube space, I know that most of you have seen the increase in productivity content and self-improvement content, which I have no problem with. I think it's a great thing that people are finally talking about it and trying to live healthier and do their inner work to become a better person and live a better life. That was well needed, so I'm glad it's finally here. It has been a lot of it. Some of it is more, I don't want to say repetitive, but some of the messages are still the same, but as long as the mission, the purpose is still there, that's fine. And then I want to go into music, but when I say music, I also want to talk about media, television, movies, anime. Like all that is media in my opinion, and media was popping this year. Media was definitely popping this year. And with the music, I was taken aback by all the music that was dropped this year. It's like I never seen so many artists work this hard to put out an album or post consistently different music videos. I was like, oh my God, like I really did not think that they had it in them, but like everyone was dropping so much this year. We had so much music content and it was crazy. And I was wondering to myself, that are they dropping all this content, all this music because they had 3 years to prepare? Like 2020 to 2023 were the preparation years, and now this year they just dropped everything to like show off their work, I guess. So that's what I was thinking. I don't know if it's because 2024 has that 4 at the end, and that's an even number, and you have 4, so you divide by 2, that's 2, so it's like double the amount of like content and releases. I don't know. But as we've seen with the releases of so many albums and music videos this year, I know you've seen the rap girlies posting. I was there for all of it. The albums, the music videos, everything, and I loved it. I love all the music. And Gorilla, this was Gorilla's year, really. She posted like every couple months, all her songs were hits, all her features were hits. She dropped her album as well. And thank you, Glorilla, for actually posting an album cover of your face. Like, I love that so much about you. But it's really her year, and I'm so proud of her because she just got started like 2 years ago. She's already so far. And then also, my girl Meg put out 2 albums this year. I was so happy for her, so excited that she's coming back. She had that confidence back. She was eating up all the tracks. I'm like, yes, this is why I love you, Megan, because you was rapping, spitting, had the bars, and you was also hungry in your songs, which I really like about rappers and other artists. Like, I do like the regular chill, like, music videos, but I love that, like, talker-ish type of music, like you're just going off, you're popping off, you're just in a flow state. I love that about music. And she really had that in both her albums. And besides Meg, other big and small name artists post their music this year, such as Eminem loved his album, one of the best albums this year. He was very creative. He really should win an award for it. Beyonce with Cowboy Carter, she should also win an award for hers as well. We have Snoop Dogg, Tyler the Creator, Kendrick Lamar, Sabrina Carpenter, Doechii. I think Lil Millie also posted one this year, and like a whole bunch of other people, like many more people post this year. And then central on music, I want to extend music down to its beefs. Whew. This summer, y'all, June through July or June through August was just beef central. And the first beef kind of started off with Megan and Nicki going back and forth when Megan said a line in Hiss, and that got Nicki triggered, and Nicki put out this song, didn't really do too well, and Megan kind of won that a little rap battle. But yeah, that was definitely stirring all across YouTube and social media. And then the main beef of the summer, y'all, it's still kind of going on now, was the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef. Oh my God. People were eating it up. I was eating it up. Every time they post, every time they drop, every time a reactor made a new video, I was right there. I was right there. I was so hype. And like other many YouTubers have said, that this beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake has incited something in hip hop, something, I don't want to say aggressive, but something like sparked them. But going back to the lyricism, going back to the hunger, going back to the competitiveness of wanting to be the best at a skill or craft, which I believe in. You should always aim towards the top. And that kind of incited that back in hip hop and kind of reminded people what hip hop was, what it still is, what it should be going towards. At the same time, because Kendrick Lamar spoke out about some stuff that Drake maybe did or did not do. So hip hop is also about activism and saying things that need to be said. So all of that came forth from Kendrick Lamar and Drake's beef. But on top of that, it was also just very exciting to have a rap beef between two big artists and trying to see whose lyrics are going to be better and breaking down each bar and watching different reactors react. It was really something. I know all the YouTubers who reacted to them made a good chunk of change off of that, and I'm so happy for them. And yeah, we just been fed all summer, guys, from albums to beefs to new music that came from the beef. It was beautiful, guys. And another beef started when Kendrick Lamar got the Super Bowl. And that started to spiral too with Lil Wayne and all that stuff. So it's like it was back to back, and it's still kind of ongoing as we move into 2025. And to take a little break from music and media, we have the Olympics. As has been 4 years since the last Olympics, 2024 held the Olympics in France. And spoiler alert, America did win. We did win the Olympics. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'm going to be completely honest. The only reason that we tuned in to the Olympics is because Miss Gold winner Simone Biles was in it, as well as Mr. Gold winner LeBron James. Let's be all the way serious. That is why we tuned into the Olympics, because she ate, he ate, everyone on his team ate, and that's why we watched it. And did you guys notice that for the Olympics this year, literally everybody was there? We had, and I know the president of France, Emmanuel Macron, was there during America's game against somebody, but I forgot. We had Snoop Dogg there as well. And we had a couple other artists was there in France as well. Like anybody was in France during the Olympics during that time. Like everyone was watching. Everyone was there. It was such a moment. And then we also had Beyonce open up for the Paris Olympics as well, and that was a big thing. And that that was amazing how almost like all the Americans were kind of representing in their own way and really carrying the team on their back for real. And also, from the 2024 Olympics, a lot of anime references were captured. You could say like people took like different anime poses, or it was moves that they do or something like that. Like anime is really affecting a whole bunch of people across the world, as that has been a big thing. And then now going on to accountability and law. Ooh, okay, here we go. So we all know that P. Diddy's house got raided, video footage was released, people were speaking out, lawsuits were made, and P. Diddy's career is basically over now. But going back to what Cat Williams said in the beginning of the year, that people who were doing unjustly things will be getting their just results. And he's right. A lot of people have been coming down because of their actions. And I personally like to think about it like a pendulum. The pendulum swings one way and it has to swing the other way. It never like stops. The pendulum always swings back and forth. And then also some other things came out about artists like Jay-Z, Drake, and other people in the music industry. And we'll probably see how those cases develop into 2025. And to me, I personally think that the music industry is the scariest industry to be in. We have had so many countless stories about people who got screwed over by the industry or lost something, or even sometimes lost their lives because something in the industry. And not just music, but entertainment, film, and Hollywood in general. So it's one of the scariest business to be in. You really have to be street smart, book smart, literate. You have to stay on your P's and Q's when you enter an industry like that, because it's very ruthless, as you can see. And also in this segment that was all across the news, I believe in November, was that Luigi Manigoni murdered CEO of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson, in broad daylight, and Brian Thompson passed away. And people were rioting from this, and they had their signs up, and a message was definitely told. And we're still getting updates on that case and learning more about Luigi Manigoni and stuff like that. But when you're watching all of this from the outside looking in, you're just starting to realize that 2024 is about to wipe the slate clean, because people are leaving their positions, they're moving out the way. People who are doing bad things are moving out of those positions. So it really says something when you're watching from the outside. And then going into election and politics. Yes, I said it, election and politics. I know. So, it's 2024 and we had our election. I was so happy when the election was over, because all those ads would finally stop. Like, you would get an ad every 5 seconds when they're still campaigning. It was just terrible. So during the campaigning part of this year, it was Biden versus Trump, and they had some debates. A lot of conversations were being talked about these two candidates. And then around October, or was it September of this year, Biden passed the baton to Kamala, and then it was Kamala versus Trump. And that also sparked a lot of heated conversations, and they also had their debate as well. And then at the end of the election in November, we finally got our new president, which will be Trump. And a lot of people felt a certain way about that. A lot more heated discussions were being had, and people just felt a certain way about that and had a lot to say about him winning. But also during this year, we still have been having conversations about the Ukraine-Russian war that is still ongoing, and also the Palestine and Israel conflict that is ongoing as well. Something that is also ongoing is inflation. It is still super high. Food and housing prices are super high. I remember we were trying to like buy a box of cereal, and a box of cereal was like $8. So prices are definitely still up there. Housing prices have dropped a little bit. I was like hearing around, and like some houses that were like maybe 400,000 are now like 375 or something like that. So housing prices are slowly dropping, but you know, they're still kind of up there as well. And then going back into media, the movie industry was popping. It was popping. Yes, it was. We have a whole bunch of movies this year, but my favorites were Deadpool Wolverine, Transformers 1, Sonic 3, and Nosferatu. They were really good. The movie industry definitely made their money. Yes, they did. A lot of movies came out this year. Some were good, like I just mentioned, and some were like all right. Like the Joker 2 movie, no. Was the film and production really beautiful? Yes, it was. The camera angles were eating, the colors were coloring, the actors were doing their thing. It was just like the writing. Yep, the writing was just, why did you even make the movie if that was going to be the ending, you know? But yeah. Oh, and did you guys see how they tried to get what's his name? Hold on. Did y'all see how they're trying to get Robert Downey Jr. to be Doctor Doom? I know you did, because when I first saw them, like, oh no, I do not want that. Like, I understand how, okay, Iron Man has a mask, Doctor Doom has a mask. I understand, okay? It's cute or whatever, and okay, he started with Iron Man, now he's starting again with Doctor Doom. Okay, I see it, whatever. But I personally didn't like that, because I feel like the chapter for Iron Man is over. I mean, it's not over for that actor. If that actor wants to still be in the Marvel movies, he could play another character. But I think Doctor Doom should have another character has a very strong presence that can match everything that Doctor Doom has and portrays. And I think another actor should get the opportunity to carry the torch and to make their money, make their mark in cinema history. And it's to give another actor a chance. So I really didn't like the whole Doctor Doom was going to be Robert Downey Jr. I think that was too easy. That was too simple. I think they should just hire a really good actor to play Doctor Doom. But I think also on top of that, maybe it was just something for the fans, like the fans could see and they could be happy and like connect the dots and like, oh my God, you know. But like after really sitting and thinking about it, I think they should change their decision, and I think they did. And also, since we're still in the media space, television was also popping. That's one thing I always do. I'm always watching TV, always watching movies. I'm always watching something. So a whole bunch of things came out this year, right? But the three ones that I have here are the fall, winter ones is House of the Dragon Season 2, The Boys Season 4, and then Dune Season 1. So I have a lot to say about all three of these shows, a lot to say. But I will give you guys a little something, a little something. And you might hate me for it, but go ahead. House of the Dragon Season 2. Rhaenyra, I don't think she's that girl. The Boys Season 4. I don't know what they're doing with that season. Just rewrite the whole thing. Dune Season 1. Valia was that girl. And that's all I got to say. And then, while we're still in the media space, 2024 season of anime was also popping. Like, the whole season was popping. Like, you don't understand how long I waited for October to hit, because from January to the last day of September, I was fiending. Like, we had a couple good shows here and there in the beginning of the year, but I was really fiending for this fall season, and I'm glad we got it. As you know, we had Bleach Part 3, 1,000 Year Blood War, Blue Lock Season 2, Yakuza Fiance, and a whole bunch of others. I made a video on it. A whole bunch of other good anime, and that really good anime I just talked about is gonna continue its momentum into 2025. Can't wait for that. And then, did you guys notice how Netflix is starting to take over anime? Which I have no problem at all with. They dropped some really good shows, like Orb is on there, Castlevania, My Baby is on there, and some other stuff is on there. And really, they're starting to become a competitor for big anime streaming sites such as Crunchyroll. You know, as we all know. We all know Crunchyroll bought Funimation, but the official Funimation website and all the official stuff went down this year. So 2024 is like a lot of stuff going on. And I love how Netflix drops like half a season or 5 episodes of a season, or all the episodes to the season. That's what I love about Netflix. They are starting to do that 1 episode a week thing, because Rama and a Half was 1 episode a week, which I can't stand. So I hope Netflix goes back to like dropping half or all the season, because the community that they built is a binge community, and I can't stand for 1 episode a week. And also, that's how you become more competitive against Crunchyroll, because they drop 1 episode a week, but Netflix can drop the whole season or half a season if they want to compete in the anime space. And so, yeah. And then changing again, we also have boxing. The main boxer that I follow up with, well, there's a couple people I follow up with, but a real headliner is Gervonta Tank Davis. He had his last fight this year with Frank Martin, and he won that. And we're not really sure when he will have his next fight. I'm really curious, because I do want to go see him one day if I have enough money. And yeah. And then we also have Corey Kenshin, the GOAT, the samurai, coming back to YouTube, along with the manga he has been working on, The Monsters We Make. And I'm super proud of him for actually taking that time to step away, even though it hurt a lot of us. It did hurt a lot of us, but he did step away and he worked on something he's passionate about, and he has a manga now, and that's great. I love that for him. And now he's posting consistently for right now. I don't know if that's going to change, but he is posting consistently right now. And I know a lot of people, because he did break the internet for like the first week he came back. I know for a lot of people, seeing that Corey Kenshin notification come to their phone or computer or whatever, it's like a breath of fresh air, you know? It's like a sigh of relief. It's like instant happiness. So I'm so glad he is back. And then also recently, I believe it was today or yesterday, that former President Jimmy Carter passed away at the age of 100. Oh my gosh, it's been 100 years since he has lived. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. I know that the Carter Center and other big organizations and news stations will be talking about it and honoring him and saluting him, and he definitely did his job. And also with that, we can't forget the passing of so many individuals, whether they were family, friends, or just individuals that passed away due to injustice. We can't forget them. And justice that needs to be taken on head on, really, to solve these cases about all these people who have passed away due to these terrible things other people have done to them as well. And then just for our closing, 2024 has had all types of things popped up and kicked off, and doubled the amount of stuff that's happening. But we had a lot of stuff this year. Every month, every week was something new that was flooding the internet, changing our world. And I don't know how 2025 is going to be. 2025 is the start of the next 5 years, so it might have a lot of new things happening. I'm not really sure. But for this year, for the last couple of days or hours or minutes we have left of this year, I hope you're doing well. Hope your family's doing well. I hope you're excited for the next year. And if I missed anything big or small, let me and the community know down in the comments so we could just remember this year in its entirety.